I never thought I'd see the day where we have 3 skidders on a job. Kenny's on the little 540B. We hauled it out here yesterday. He's headed there. Dad's way up there. He's on the Polaris Ranger. Of course, I'm getting ready to jump on the 490 here. We've got 3 skidders. Like I said, this place is so big. We've still got our cable skidder, one of the little B's, probably 2 miles from here on part of the farm. And we're leaving it over there for a while because we've still got some things to do over there. And it all depends on the other landowner we've cut on. He's a busy man. It takes him time to get back to us. Sometimes I know it's in your eyes, I'm sorry. It takes a little time for him to get back to us, but I know he will. And I know he'll let us cut them, but I want to make sure. I don't want to do anything without his say-so. So we're just going to leave that there till we know for sure. But we didn't think there'd be too many trees in this little grove here, but we've still got several to drag out. And that's what we're doing this morning. I mean, there's a pretty good pile of logs here already. And there's some dandy trees in there. Pretty good pile, pretty good pile. My bloodhounds will be able to eat for another week. Had somebody asking about Dad and the camera. I've had a couple people ask. Dad doesn't care. I mean, he knows what I'm doing. He knows. When I first started doing everything on social media, Dad was a little, I mean, Dad's that age where I don't think he kind of understood the gist of it completely, but he knows about it. But my dad's not a big talker anyway. I mean, he's just not. Like, more than once, me and my dad have rode across the state of Kansas and never said a word to each other. That's no lie. Anybody that knows my dad knows he's not a big talker, so he just doesn't ever say a whole lot in the videos, so I don't ever get around him and film too much. I wish he would do some talking on some of the videos. I mean, if you could get him talking about, you know, logging when he was younger, or 30 or 40 years ago, it's pretty interesting to listen to. I always enjoy. I ask him the same things over and over again just so I can hear the story more than once. But we'll go ahead and jump in here. They're down there. Kenny's gonna be shuffling logs up to the piles of 540. I'm gonna be shuffling logs, kind of feeding them out because we're still piling treetops. So I will, gosh darn it, I'll grab them with the Finesse, pull the treetop and all up. We'll cut the log out of the top, and then we'll pull them back up here. Just kind of a team effort thing. Chuck, you were asking me about if the treetops damage the pasture, and the answer is no. They don't rut up or anything, especially these walnut. They're real brittle. Much pressure at all, and they'll bend and break. There's no damage to the pasture. I mean, you might be able to see where we laid the grass down just by dragging it across the pasture, but that's really about it. So, okay, let's go drag some logs. So as I'm dragging these trees up, Dad's cutting the logs out. I'm dragging them up, and then I'm grabbing the actual logs and I'm bunching them up for Kenny. That little 540 there, it's pretty quick and agile, so I can bunch these logs up kind of like you see there. I'll just set them out here. Little 2 at a time drags for him. That's enough for that little skidder. Then once I do that, I go back over here and just drag more tops up. You can kind of see the pile out there maybe. But I'll push the tops up in the pile here, keep everything nice and neat, and Kenny's still getting logs out to the deck. So it works out pretty slick. I can see why these big operations down south, why they run multiple grapple skidders. Of course, they're cutting production and we're not, but of course that little 4-cylinder deer, it don't burn any fuel either. So it isn't costing us near as much to operate as what a lot of guys are. Now, the Finesse here, it will suck a little fuel down. It does like to drink a little, but for what it does, I mean, we don't break it out on every job, but these big jobs like this, it's nice to have a little muscle around. And this Finesse is pretty cheap muscle. I mean, it's cheap power. I didn't give much for this machine. I've actually had it for sale for a while. I mean, it's one of those things that sells, it sells. It doesn't, we'll just keep it and run it. But I mean, it's real handy when you need it though. Now for some of this cleanup and stuff like we got to do, when you're using the blade on this thing, it's almost a little too big because it's hard to do much finesse work. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see the scratched up glass, but a lot of that fine brush down there. This thing's so big, it's hard to really do fine cleanup with it. So I just I try to do the best I can, but like I said, we'll go back with a skid steer and a grapple and clean this up the best we can, because it needs to look spotless when we're done. I mean, it needs to look good. So we're gonna get back to it, try to push a few more of these things up and get them pulled out, and we'll be back in just a second. It looks pretty good. Like I said, it looks good from a distance, I'll put it that way, but for me, like I get off the skidder like I am right now, just stretching my legs a little bit. And like I said, it's cleaned up really good, but there's a lot of little brush and sticks laying around, and that stuff bugs me to death. And we'll that's where we're coming through here with the brush grapple on a skid steer, raking that stuff up real good, because like on the Finesse, the windows are so scratched up you can't hardly see out of it real good to do fine pushing with it. And so you're either in the dirt or you're not low enough with the blade, and I don't want to scratch up the dirt anymore. We have to. Now we can do a little better on these little John Deere skidders, these little 540s. I mean, you can see so much better with the blade. It just seems like you can do a little more finessing with it, but still, with that grapple on a skid steer, you can rake the ground and really do a good job and get that stuff piled in there tight. I think we've just got, Kenny's getting ready to take these two out here, as you can see. Then I've got one on the other side of this brush pile I'm gonna grab on my way out. Then we've got another on over the ridge up there. There's where the log pile's at. We've got several up there to get to the main pile yet, so there goes. That's that little skidder Jeff Mason helped me find over in Illinois right there. That's a good little skidder. Of course we've done quite a bit of work to it, but it's turned out to be a really good machine. I mean, it runs out well. You know, we rebuilt the grapple and rebuilt the blade on it, and you know, I bought it. I was like, you know, I'll buy this, I'll run it, we'll fix it, and I'll sell it. But I'm to the point anymore. I like it so much. I think we're just going to keep it. I'm going to do a few more little things to it, and it's just going to be one of our permanent skidders in our lineup. I say that until I see something better I want and sell that to go buy something else. But it has been a great little skidder. See Dad, he's tootling around on his Ranger there. This whole ground's rough back here. I mean, some of these brush piles were already here where they've done some clearing, and like I said, they didn't back drag anything, so it's rough, and it probably wouldn't brush hog near as much as it should have been. So there's a bunch of little stobs from some woody mass growing through it, so you got to be careful on tires. So that's why we've got that centralized landing up there for all the logs. But it's been a heck of a grove of walnut trees, that's for sure. Don't see too many groves like this anymore. Probably close to 100 trees altogether. Got all of them, Dad?
Yeah. All got real good one up there, but we gotta pull it.
Well, I'll push these up and head up there.
Got nothing to pull it with.
Just the table skidder. It's all to the side.
Way back there, they're too good.
No.
Them good logs back there. Oh, there's gonna be a shitload of these.
I'll push these up and I'll head up there and grab that other one over here on the other side.
Oh, that looks good down there now.
It pushed up pretty good.
Yeah, cleaned up real good.
kind of a overview of the pile. We added to it this morning, as you can tell. Kenny was dragging with the little 540B, and I was bunching and pushing tops of the 490. So we're getting ready to take lunch right now, but this is kind of the pile what's left. I'll stand up on a log. It's a pretty good pile of logs. I don't have a total tally here of trees, but we've got to come back. We've got some up along the fence here we've got to pull, and actually the place across the fence, we cut it about, I don't know, 4 years ago. Then the next place below it on the other side of the fence, we cut it maybe 5 years ago. So we've logged out in this area quite a bit. I wish I'd had the camera rolling just then, because my dad was talking about this place, this next section of land here on the ranch we're getting ready to move to. Dad said he logged it 50 years ago, and the walnut trees they found the other day, they found another really good growth like this, so they didn't even know it was there. Dad said he didn't remember those trees being there. And then he got to thinking, he said, it's been 50 years ago since he was on that part of the ranch and logged it, so a lot can change in 50 years, I guess. But yeah, there's the overview again of it all. It's a pretty good pile of wood. Man, there's some really pretty good logs in here. There really is. These things are just the right size. Some of them are just slick as a whistle, clean. I mean, good trees. Of course, there's some's got some lightning scar on them. They needed to be cut, but those are excellent trees to harvest. I mean, excellent trees to harvest. I'd cut those every day, all day if I could. So, of course, got the 490 and the 540B sitting there. And the 540B cable, it's over on another part of the farm, as I said this morning. So you can kind of see a little size difference here in these two machines. The old Finesse here, it's a behemoth, man. That thing's a monster. I like running it. Of course, I like being on the beat here too. But guys, I guess that's today's little video. I'm gonna go take lunch and get something to eat, then I guess come back out here and get back after it. So as always, thank you so much for watching our channel and our videos. Means a lot. And let me think about my usual spiel. Oh yeah, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Comment. I like reading the comments. I try to get back with you guys the best I can. I don't always do it in a timely manner. It just depends on how hectic everything is, but I do like the comments. I appreciate reading them, all the positive feedback. I'm glad you guys enjoy the videos, like watching them. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Turner Logging LLC and Instagram at Turner Logging LLC. You can find our website at turnerloggingllc.com. Find a link to our channel, timbertracker.net, and you can find all that awesome apparel at Logger Threads, their Facebook page. So guys, all that being said and done, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat, and I will see you guys tomorrow. See you later.